Hey, Shalom, Markim, Svakar, Makapashan, James London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chachodash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that expression is truth and all sincerity. Back with another video. Going to entitle this one, the UFOs are not what you think they are. Alright? Because we all know or have heard that, soon, the United States government is going to release information about UFO sightings and experiences and whatnot, right? And we don't know what kind of story they're gonna kind of peddle off it, but Esau's been running theories and stories, and because majority of people, these people already been conditioned to believe in a particular thing already, because we get this through Esau's entertainment, through his entertainment, through his movies and all that kind of stuff. We're made to believe certain things about them already, and this fuels people's ideas of what they see when they see these so-called UFOs in the sky, right? So we're either made to believe there's some type of alien or something, or well, these guys are admitting, because they've released some footage and some testimonies and that kind of stuff, that these things that these military people have encountered, and that they don't know what the hell it is, very strange, and something that you can't attribute to being developed by man, but you either get to think these things are aliens from another planet. The other narrative is these are some secret military productions, right, from whether it be China, Russia, or whoever, United States, whoever, they believe they're doing these secret um these secret designs or whatever, and the other theories that are out there, is things like, back to the aliens thing, but greys and reptilians. There's this conspiracy theories out there speaking about these types of things. So you've been fed a narrative kind of already about what you think or what these things are, and so because Esau, like I said, he's gonna kind of peddle some story off it, and reason, uh, you know, for further actions, because this is why it's being, disclosed. Is something's gonna come off the back of this that Esau's gonna use again to his for what he sees his advantage. But but none of the narratives include the things that we speak about. Okay, which is funny, because people believe the most craziest things, but in the script, these UFOs, these so-called UFOs, are in the scriptures. Okay, and they're explained what they are. But none of those narratives are in the mainstream. But these other ones, they're out there in some form or other. Okay, so it's not what the majority of people think these things are. Some don't believe in them. Some believe it's just some some illusion, some optical illusion that happens naturally, and people make all these excuses, but it's not what people think they are. All right, and I want to go through just a few scriptures to show you what they truly are, because like I said, they're in the scriptures, and it's not what's going to be on most people's minds when these things are released and being spoken about more openly. They're going to want you to believe that they're aliens or whatever. Okay, but the truth is that these are these so-called UFOs. They're spiritual vehicles. Okay, and they they house or they carry angels. All right, so these are actual vessels of the heavenly host. Okay, of the armies, man. Okay, and this is why Esau is worried about them, because he has no means of dealing with them. As much as Esau has got all this technology, he has no comprehension or ability to deal with these vessels, man. These things that just do unbelievable things that defy all laws of this world. You know, it's not because there's some advanced alien race from another solar system and blah 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 blah. There's no way. I mean, there's no way someone's gonna come here and just run the thing here, like and just can deal with everything here. Like, come on, man. These things are manipulating the elements on the earth, just like how they manipulate elements when they created the planets, man. Created the earth and everything on it. You know, everything bends to their will, right? These are some of the same beings that created everything, right? So, you know, that's just what it is, and we're gonna get the scriptures to uh to show you that, right? But now we'll start here in Ezekiel chapter 1. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because you know I'm not fully clued up on the full breakdown of this, so I'm gonna just hit the bits and pieces that are relevant, okay? Because this is speaking about the angels and the chariots and that, right? So I'm gonna just hit the points. All right, so this is Ezekiel chapter 1, and I'm gonna get from verse 3. So the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chebar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and I behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, right? So in the scriptures, the chariots, or what people call UFOs, which is just basically unidentified flying object, right? That's what UFO stands for, right? And you got the new term UAPs, aerial, unidentified aerial phenomena and all this kind of stuff, right? They're known as chariots in the scriptures, but they also go by other names, other descriptions. Okay, clouds is one of them. Okay, a whirlwind is one of them sometimes, right? A mountain, a roll, okay, which I'll get that scripture later. White horses, again, I'll grab that one. It's known as a few things. Okay, a wheel within wheel, which we'll see in a second, right? And you're gonna see the description, in this verse here. Okay, that shows you, and these are the type of things that people see, that have been recorded seeing. All right, so we carry on. Right, it says and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the mist thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Right, so it was bright. Okay, and a lot of times when you see these so-called UFOs, man, sometimes it's just a light, what appears to be just a light. That's all you see, and you see it, uh, you know, um, get brighter, it gets dimmer, it grows in size, diminishes in size, you know, splits apart. It does all kinds of crazy things, that just can't be explained, innit? But a lot of time when they're seen, very, um, as a bright light. All right. It's fire, it's energy. It looks like energy, right? you know, that's where you look up in the sky, you see the sun. It's just a ball of energy, but it's fire and that going on around it, right? It says, and every one had four faces, and every one had four wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. Okay, this is speaking about the angels, okay, because this is what ride in those um in these vessels, in these chariots, in these so-called UFOs, okay, these lights, all right. um and they had the hands of a man under their wings, and their four sides, and their forehead, and they four had their faces and their wings. Let me jump down. All right, we jump down to verse 15. It says, now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. All right, this wheel, okay, this circular object. All right. And the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Right. So you got kind of try and picture this, man. So these, they're called flying saucers as well in this world. These round spinning objects. You know, It's essentially the same thing we're talking about here, spinning wheels, right? And if you was to look up at one and it was spinning, it would look like a wheel within a wheel kind of thing. Okay, like it's trying to, what it's trying to convey here, right? And these are some of the accounts that people have seen, that have been recorded. Okay, and not in just in this time and era, because these chariots, these other UFOs or whatever, okay, they've been recorded throughout history. These types of strange sightings, but obviously, according to what words they had had to use to describe them, things are different a bit. There was a time when nothing was in the sky, except for the birds and stuff, and now we have planes and rockets and all types of stuff. But people could only describe it as the best they could, but you could see that the similarities um that are there. It says, and they went and they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. Okay, so even among the rings or the wheels, okay, there's lights. Okay, and that's not to say every chariot's the same. Every vessel is the same, but this is what it's describing, and people have seen these types of these types of so-called UFOs with the lights around them. So these are the eyes, that they're speaking about, right? And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them, and the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, and the wheels were lifted up. Wherever so the spirit was to go, they went. Okay, they followed, right? Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, and for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Okay, so it's almost a part, as if it's one kind of thing. It's connected to the angels. It's just part of their themselves essentially, maybe, but it's one. They move together. You know, it's part of them in a way, right? um, it's just energy. It's just energy at the end of the day, man. And yeah. It says when those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. All right, so I said that's just one type of description that's here, but I want to jump to the 10th chapter because it kind of continues a little bit, right? And Ezekiel 10 and 12 I'm gonna get from, right? It says, and their whole body and their backs and their hands and their wings and the wheels were full of eyes round about, even the wheels that they four had. He was just, basically saying the same thing. Verse 16, it says here, and when the cherubims went, okay, which is, cherubims is another word for angels, right? When the cherubims went, the wheels went by them, and when the cherubims lifted up their wings to mount upon the earth, the same wheels also turned not from beside them. When they stood, these stood. When they were lifted up, these lifted up themselves also, for the spirit of the living creature was in them. Then the glory of the Lord departed from off the threshold of the house, and they stood over the cherubims. And the cherubims lifted up their wings and mounted up from the earth in my sight. When they went out, the wheels also were beside them, and every one stood at the door of the east gate of the Lord's house, and the glory of the Most High of Israel was over them above. This is the living creature that I saw under the Most High of Israel by the river of Chiba, and I knew that they were the cherubims. Okay, so like I said, most people are going to think that these things in these UFOs are aliens. That's what Esau would like you to believe, or something other than what it really is, which is the angels of the Most High. Right? That's what Esau don't want you to believe. He don't want you to believe that. He'd rather throw aliens and all this kind of shit, time travelers, whatever, man. He'd rather throw those kind of things out there rather than them being angels of the Lord. You know, because here it is. You know, these scriptures have been there for you know a long time, right? Esau's had these scriptures, right? And why has this never come out? Why has this never really been a topic of discussion? Okay, why has this not been put out as a theory to what these things are? You know, because Esau's not interested in you learning about the scriptures or believing the scriptures. Esau don't want you to believe about the scriptures. All right. Otherwise, you know, it wouldn't take us to tell you what they are, because it's been written here a long time. You know, but Esau doesn't push that narrative at all. And he reads the scriptures. He makes all kinds of films based on these scriptures. That's why he makes these movies with the UFOs and the invasions and all that kind of stuff, because he knows the scriptures. But he won't put the fact that they're angels. They're not. He won't put the fact that these are vessels of the Most High. He won't put that out there. All right. So don't be deceived by, you know, whatever story that Esau pushes, you know, decides to push out with this. Okay. The truth is, man, you know, these are the Lord's. These UFOs, so-called UFOs, are the Lord's, man. Okay, and the angels here are here doing the Most High's will, and eventually they're gonna come and destroy this place. Okay, like I said, this is why you see, you know, these alien movies, and the aliens are coming here to destroy the place and all that kind of stuff, destroy America. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But it ain't gonna be no fucking bubble-headed green men, you know? It ain't gonna be that. Okay, it's gonna be something far worse. Right? Far, far worse, right? You're gonna have the angels of the Lord come down with our Lord Yahushua in that big ship, you know, and he's gonna lay waste to America, and, you know, to the kingdoms of the earth. All right, but like I said, what they are is angels in spiritual vessels. All right, and that's why I said, you know, that's why they can do unexplainable things. All right, amazing things, right? But I'm trying to get a couple more examples of what it is, right? So this is Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. Said, I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and beheld a flying roll. Okay, so this instance is being described as a flying roll. Right? Just another kind of elliptical shaped vessel, you know, roll shaped, right? It says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Okay, why is this a curse? Because like I said, these are angels, man. Okay, these are the hosts of heaven, the armies of heaven. Okay, and the armies of heaven are going to come upon the earth to destroy it. Okay, which I'm going to get in a minute. All right, that's why it's a curse, man, because these angels are coming here to do some damage. All right, it's not. You're right. Most people get afraid or get scared when they see these things in the sky. Don't know what they are, right? And they should be scared, because the truth is, no, they're not for your good. At least not for the majority of people. All right? They're here for the good of the elect of the nation of Israel, the Lord's chosen. But for everybody else, they're a terror unto them, a curse. All right? And it goes on to say, it says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. Right? And, you know, going into Esau, who did he steal? What did he steal? Who did he steal? The children of Israel. He made us slaves unto him, made us serve in his kingdoms. You know? So he's going to be cut off, right? Destroyed. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. All right? So these angels are going to come out and, you know, attack and make war with Esau. Okay, to cut him off. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 7. It says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us when the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. Okay, so when the Lord Yahweh returns, he's going to come with his mighty angels. All right, he's going to come with the host of heaven. All right, so that rolls into this. Revelations 19 and 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him, okay, which is our Lord Yahweh, as was just referenced. It says, followed him upon white horses. Okay, these white horses represent these chariots yet again. Okay, it's just a representation of power and purity. All right, brightness. Okay, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Pardon me. Right. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty power. All right. So the angels are going to come with the Lord, okay, in their armies. Okay, in these so-called UFOs. Okay, so Esau's setting up for that sort of scenario, but he's gonna have you believing that it's something different, that it ain't the judgment of the Lord, it ain't got nothing to do with God and all this kind of stuff. Okay, that's what he wants you to, he wants you to not believe that. He wants you to believe that it's something else. All right, that's why he'll throw these other narratives out there. Okay, but ultimately it's all part of the judgment of the Lord. All right. This is Acts chapter 1 verse 9. Said, when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. All right, so again, in reference to a cloud received the Lord up into the sky. Okay, what you called getting beamed up, or a tractor beam. Okay, where a chariot was either disguised as a cloud or looked like a cloud, or whatever was in a cloud, whatever it was, it took the Lord up into the sky. Okay, you hear about people talking about abductions and white lights and getting picked up and whatever, you hear about these things. All right, so those things are going to happen again, right? But this is an example with the Lord getting taken up. Okay, and there's other examples with Elias, even Enoch, it doesn't, I don't think it actually particularly describes the situation. But he was taken out of the earth. All right, so the same way the Lord was here taken out of the earth and so on, right? So, again, that would have to be a chariot. This example is speaking of a cloud, right? So that have to be a chariot. This is Matthew 24 and verse 30. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. All right. So again, when the Lord shows up, he's going to show up with power and great glory. So not only is he going to come in his ultimate form, right, his angelic form, he's going to be rolling with the angels and the chariots, man. He's going to come with great power and great glory. All right, verse 31 says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. His angels, right, the cherubims, right, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay, these angels that are on, white horses. Okay, so not only are these angels a curse upon the earth to the world mostly, right? But remember, I said to the elect, that's a blessing. Okay, they're here to save the elect. Okay, so not only are they going to destroy this earth, but they're going to save the elect out of it before they bring the judgment on. All right, so the angels have another purpose of delivering the elect. All right, again, it's not what Esau wants you to know about or think about, that these angels are going to come out and be saving the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Esau don't want you to believe that. You know, Esau's going to make a case that, you know, Esau has to, you know, fight these threats, because that's what he calls them. He calls them threats. He's worried, right? So he's making plans to fight, and everybody else should be, you know, in tune with that. You know, fighting these otherworldly threats. Okay, not knowing it's the Lord. Now, how are you gonna fight the Lord? Okay, that's totally ridiculous. Okay, he's not. That's why he's not trying. You know, trying to let that out. That really you're fighting against God. Because no one in their right fucking mind would attempt such a thing. Only Esau, only Esau has the audacity to do that. You know, because he's made to be the wicked man, he's made to be a fool. Right, but anybody else that had a brain in their head, if you heard that you know God was coming and your plan is to fight him, man, he'll tell you to give up, man. You know, you lose all kind of hope. But you know, but Esau, that's why he's, you know, he's gonna cover it up. All right, so the angels are here are set up also to save the elect, as it says, from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. So they're gonna get beamed up. Okay, just like the Lord was beamed up. Okay, the elect are gonna get beamed up also. Okay, which, you know, leads into this last scripture here. You know, we're gonna end it on this one. All right, it's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 on verse 1. So then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Okay, and that's you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, where those that are out there pushing this truth, man. Okay, those of you that are you know, elected by the Heavenly Father. All right, it says when they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear. Okay, when who see it? When the world see it, when everybody sees it. Because when the angels come and the Lord comes, they're all gonna see that. All right, it tells you in Revelations chapter 1. Slakia, that all eyes shall see him, man. Where is it? Yeah, verse 6, 7. So behold, he coming for clouds, right? That's the chariots, man. It's not an actual cloud. All right, and every eye shall see him. So when the Lord turns out, every eye is going to see him. Everyone's going to see the chariots. Everyone's going to see the angels. And they also which pierce him, and all creatures of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Aman. Okay, so they're not going to be happy to see the Lord, man, because the Lord is not coming to play happy families, man, with the earth, with the people of earth, right? Because the Lord doesn't love everybody, you know, contrary to popular belief. Right, the Lord is going to make the majority of people wail, man, and cry with great mourning, because the Lord is going to be dishing out all types of pain. All right, so everyone's going to see, right? It says, and when they see it, the world shall see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They're going to be fearful. They're going to be fearful of the Lord and the angels, right? And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Okay, again, the elect. Okay, they're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of their salvation, because it's gonna be a strange day when you see, you know, these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and, you know, our descendants and that just getting beamed up out of this place where you're catching judgment. That's the last thing that you're gonna be expecting. It's gonna seem real strange, you know. This is so far beyond all that they looked for. Okay, you weren't expecting it. All right, but this is what they're gonna do. This is what they're coming to do. This is what they are and what they're for. Their purpose. All right. Like I said, it's not gonna be no green men. It's gonna be no gray anything. All right. And it ain't definitely ain't no technology that Esau's got. All right. What they are the angels, man, in the spiritual vessels, man. Okay, the chariots. Okay, and this is what everyone should be talking about. Okay, not none of this fucking alien shit. All right, but like I said, you know, whatever Esau decides he's gonna do with with this information by putting it out there, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But I guarantee you, it ain't gonna be, you know, to make known that angels exist and all that kind of stuff, man. He's gonna run a different narrative with it. This is how the Pentagon started taking UFOs seriously, but they've been taking them seriously from forever, man. Okay, they just make you think that it's some conspiracy theory or whatever, you know. And this is the thing: everything's a fucking conspiracy theory until it's brought out into the light. You know, no one wants to believe it. Everyone thinks you're a nut job until they I just saw the article or this website here. News: the aliens are coming. Nah, it's not that. This is what I mean. This is the narrative that's already out there in the world. So this is what people are expecting to witness and to see. But it's not going to be that, man. It's going to be the Lord and His angels, man. That's what it's going to be. And like I said, this is what people should be talking about: the return of the Most High and the Most High's Son. Okay, but people don't put that together, man. Everyone should be afraid right now, all right, that the Lord's coming. All right, that's what it should be. All right, but that's it for this video, man. I hope, you know, this shed some light. That this was edifying, and don't get fooled by Esau's PR stunts, man. All right, okay, the Lord's on His way, and the Lord's coming with His angels, man. And this is what people are seeing and are not understanding, you know. And Esau wants to fight these things. Esau doesn't have a chance in hell, you know. The Lord's gonna come back with great power and glory, man. Okay, ain't nobody gonna be able to do nothing when the Lord shows up. All right, so, you know, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and catch you brothers and sisters on the next one, man. So till then, I say shalom.